Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. So today we are going to be looking at something slightly different than usually. It's not going to be Tunisian crochet. I'm going to show you how I'll make my granny squares. So granny squares can be done in many various ways, and every crocheter has got their own preferred way. So I'm going to show you how I do mine. So I like to start my granny squares with a slip knot. And I then chain 3. So this is the only point in the pattern where I chain 3, because what I like to do, I like to use chain 2 as a substitute for double crochet. This is in US terms. In UK terms, this would be treble crochet. So once we've got chain 3, I now going to work 2 more double crochet. So I like to do my granny squares in clusters of 3. I know some crocheters prefer clusters of 4. I've tried it before. However, I really prefer the look of clusters of 3. So the first chain would be counting as one of the stitches. That's why we are going to work 2 more double crochet for the first cluster only. So we will yarn over, insert the hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got 3 loops on our hook. We then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So this would be counting as the second stitch of our cluster, and we are going to do 1 more. So we'll yarn over, insert the hook into the same space as before, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now at this point we need to create a corner. I like to create my corners with chaining 2 rather than chaining 3, because I like to have the stitches nice and snugly together. So I'm going to chain 1 and 2. This will create a corner, and then I'm going to work another cluster of 3, working into the same space as before. So yarn over, insert the hook into the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and let's make 2 more. Okay, so I've got another cluster of 3 double crochet. We will then need to create another corner, so I prefer to chain 2, 1 and 2, and create another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So we've got 3 sides of the base of our granny square. What we need to do is we need to create another corner. So we chain 2 and create another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now what we need to do, what is left to do for the first round, is to create another corner. So normally you would chain 2 and join it to the top of the chain 3, which is here, this V. However, there is a little trick that I like to use. Instead of chain 2 in the to enclose the circle, or rather the square shape, I'm going to do double crochet. So what I mean is I would yarn over the hook, insert the hook under both of the strands of the top of the chain 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, like so. As you can see, this creates a rather nice and neat corner to enclose the first round. So for round 2, I'm going to chain 1, 2, and then work 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2. This would be one side of my corner. I'm going to go then into the next corner here. Some crochets prefer to chain one when they are going from one position to the next. I prefer to keep it without a chain to make it kind of more closed. So I'm going to go into the next corner and work double crochet. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet, 2 and 3. This makes the first cluster of the corner. However, in order to be able to turn around the round number 1, I'm going to work another cluster into the same corner to create that nice square shape. And in this position I like to do chain 2, so we will do chain 2 and work another cluster. That's 2 and 3, and we will repeat exactly the same process in the next corner. We repeat the same process for the next corner. Now we are almost all the way around. So if you remember, in the first corner we only created one cluster. So we have this side of the corner, but we don't have the top side of the corner. So we are going to go and work 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2 and 3. And this is again the point where we would work chain 2 and join it to the top of the chain 2 from the previous round. But as I mentioned before, when I'm enclosing the circle, or the squares rather, even though we are working in the round, I like to work the last substitute of the chain 2 as a double crochet. So again, I'm going to yarn over the hook, insert the hook into the top of the chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, welcome back to round number 3. So granny squares are traditionally worked in 4 rounds, so this is our round number 3. Again, I like to start with chain 2, yarn over, insert into the corner space and work 2 more double crochet stitches. So this would be our first cluster, and then we are going to go straight and work cluster into this space in the round below. So as I mentioned before, I don't like to work chains when I'm moving from one cluster to another except for the corners. So I'm going to work directly into the space, in this space between corners in round number 2, and work 3 double crochet stitches there. And then go into the next corner, work 3 double crochet stitches, chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2. This will help us to turn the corner. We need to do the other side of the corner by working 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, we've got another space where we work one cluster of 3 double crochet stitches, directly working into the space without working chains in between. 2 and 3. Okay, now we are moving on to the next corner. So we will work cluster of 3 double crochet stitches, chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches, like so, chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2 and 3. So again we are going to continue working cluster of 3 double crochet stitches there into the space, into this space, then 3 double crochet stitches, chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches into the next space, group of 3 double crochet stitches there, and then we will be coming back into the corner that we've started. We only have one cluster there, so we'll need to work one more cluster and then double crochet to join in instead of chain 2. So I'm now working the last double crochet stitch of the cluster in the corner cluster. As I mentioned before, instead of chain 2, I'm now going to work double crochet into the top of the chain 2. So you yarn over the hook, insert the hook into top of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through. Welcome back to the round number 4, and then after this you will be repeating the round number 4 for the size of your project. So again, I like to start with chain 2, then work 2 double crochet into the same corner. This will form the first granny cluster, and then you will work groups of 3 in the space between your corners. So I've got 2 spaces here. In the following round you will have 1 more, so this will be groups of 3 double crochet. Then in the corner you will work 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, again in the spaces between groups of 3 double crochet in, and then you will go and work that all the way around, and I meet you at the end to join the round. so now I'm on the last cluster. I worked all the way around, so I'm going to do my last group of 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and working double crochet into the top of my chain 2. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this different take on granny squares, and let me know, have you ever tried granny square? Do you prefer to use it for blankets or coasters, even garments, scarves? What did you use your granny square for? And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.